touch this. You can't touch this.
Mark has formulated over 1,000 formulas, is that right? And some 20 years of formulating products for a lot of network marketing companies in 22 countries and retail stores like GNC, right? So across the board, you've done a lot of products.
Yes, I have worked with thousands and thousands of different raw materials. I've worked with over 100 different companies and more products than you can count. So I've been at this a long, long time. I think it's close to 22 years that I've been working with natural ingredients and formulating products.
All right, so what is different about, just real quick again, about Stabilized Rice Bran? That is a big part of the Zeal Wellness formula.
The Stabilized Rice Bran in Zeal has gamma-oryzanol. It has tocotrienols, tocopherols. It has omega-3 fatty acids. It has B vitamins. It has so many different trace amino acids. It has all types of nutrition. You know, I believe, as Kirby said on his earlier slide, it is the most nutritionally dense substance in the world. And that patented process stabilizes it, prepares it to be the foundation ingredient in Zeal Wellness.
All right, anything else, Dr. Scott or Dr. Jim, on the Stabilized Rice Bran?
Essentially, what they did after stabilizing that lipase and creating Stabilized Rice Bran is create a new superfood that was not around because they could not use it effectively because it would go rancid. So it's got 110 different ingredients just in that Stabilized Rice Bran, and the antioxidant potential of that, how much bad molecules it can absorb, how big the sponge is basically, is immense.
Just a real quick tidbit. If you are comparing Zeal Wellness to other drinks and other nutritional products, if they do not have Stabilized Rice Bran in their product, the comparison stops right there. That's all you need to know.
Okay, so in addition to Stabilized Rice Bran, let's talk about whole foods, whole food concentrates, superfoods, moringa, aloe, if you guys want to just comment on that.
Well, let me just start with whole food. Why do we use whole foods? Well, it's kind of like if you were going to the symphony and all you had were the strings and the timpanis. If you try to mix and match everything, you're going to miss the song. So the more you can use a whole food, which nature has created just the way it needs it, with the right balance of nutrients and antioxidants, the better off the nutrition's going to be. So that's why we've really chosen these whole food supplements with the Stabilized Rice Bran, the moringa, the aloe vera, the noni, the goji, and I'll just stop there because the list is almost endless.
I love what Dr. Van Loo said about a symphony of nutrition, because that's what you have in Zeal. There's so many good ingredients in that product. When I hear people telling me what their personal experience is, my mind immediately goes back to an ingredient and a clinical study I have read about that ingredient. For example, the Stabilized Rice Bran has clinical studies about blood sugar levels, clinical studies about cholesterol levels, clinical studies about lipids. So there's a lot of research that goes into this. The allopolysaccharides that are in Zeal, clinical studies on macrophage stimulation. That means that the cells in your body that are responsible for defense in your immune system are stimulated by the allopolysaccharides that are in Zeal. So if you drink Zeal Wellness and you feel like you're feeling healthier, you don't seem to get sick as much, that's directly related back to those polysaccharides, and there are clinical studies about those ingredients. So there are dozens of ingredients in Zeal that by themselves have independent clinical studies about the benefits of those ingredients.
Whole foods are also absorbed better because they're in a more natural state. For example, if you were to take an iron pill, you're not going to absorb much of that iron, actually. But the best source of iron is a nice juicy steak, actually, and you're going to get a lot more out of that. There's a lot more chelation that goes on and other, makes it more absorbable. So you get a lot more nutrients out of a whole food than you would a single pill with a high vitamin E level, for example.
It's the difference between taking Zeal versus swallowing a nail. You could swallow a nail and say, I just took my minerals. You're not going to feel real good afterwards, and you didn't absorb anything, okay? So that's what bioavailability is, and it was a component of what we picked to go into Zeal, in what form.
In the formulation of Zeal, everything we've tried to do is as close to nature as possible. We believe, that God has created all these wonderful plants and herbs and other things that are for the benefit of our bodies. And so when we look at how is a raw material processed, we want it to be as close to nature as possible, because that's how you retain all of those linkages that are going to end up being good for you. And so when it comes to anti-aging, there are entire groups of ingredients that are in Zeal Wellness to help with that. I just had Tracy Davis come up to me the other day and tell me about his doctor report, where the doctor said, I can't believe your growth hormone levels. And that, I believe, is directly related to Zeal Wellness and the Restore blend that is in Zeal Wellness. So the ingredients really do work to help your body.
I told you, homeboy, you can't touch this. Yeah, that's how we living, and you know, can't touch this. Look in my eyes, man.